Hi, everybody. How are you today? I'm not in St. Louis anymore, can you tell? I'm in my new apartment, and I know I put some pictures on Facebook of it, but I don't think I've really showed it to you. So here it is. Can you see it in the background? I'm going to give you a 180-degree view. Is that gorgeous? I'm going to go the other way so you can see that. Yes, yes, yes. This is my new backyard, and I love it. So listen, I just got back from St. Louis about 3 or 4 days ago. I am a traveling maniac. Did I tell you I love to travel? It's what I always have said that I always want to do, and now I'm doing it all the time. So I am here for another 3 or 4 days, and then I'm heading out to California. Yeah, I'm going to go to my mentor, Brooke, and the Life Coach School. It's mastermind time. Time for me to get some new ideas for you and to hook up with, well, I don't mean hook up, connect with all of my dear coach friends. And the Life Coach School is where I got all my good stuff. And I was a certification mentor for the Life Coach School and an instructor, and teach all the tools to coaches that I teach to you. So let's get down to business. What do you want to talk about today? Well, let me tell you what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the emotional hunger scale and why we eat our emotions as opposed to doing something else with them. For instance, like feeling them. Like, for instance, knowing that if you're feeling something, it's coming from your own mind or your own head and what you're thinking. So I have a podcast, Inner Peace in Menopause and Beyond, and in this episode, which I put on here a link so you can listen to it, it's all about the emotional hunger scale. So, what is the emotional hunger scale? If you've been following me, you know I have a hunger scale that goes from a -10 to a +10. The emotional hunger scale does the exact same thing. It goes from a -10 to a +10, but it's in emotions. So a -10 is the worst you can feel, and a +10 is the best you can feel. Now, here's a really interesting thing, that if you've been paying attention to your physical hunger and you sit down to eat and you're ready to eat something and you notice that your physical hunger scale, you're at a +2. You're not hungry at all, but you want to eat. If you're willing to take that moment in time and ask yourself, if I'm not hungry, what am I feeling emotionally? At least, is there a way for me to be able to identify the emotion that I'm feeling or how strong it is? So for instance, I want to give you an example of one of my clients that I just talked to who likes to eat at night. She's a teacher, and this is one of the things that she found, that around 8:30 at night, when it's time for her to relax, she always tells herself that she has to grade papers. And of course she goes downstairs, and instead of getting ready to grade the paper, she tells herself that she needs some M&Ms to help her. Now, she knows, because we went through this. I asked her what she was physically, and she said she was a +2. She wasn't hungry. Then we said, well, where are you emotionally? And this is what she said to me. She said, I'm so tired, and I am resentful that I have to do this. And I said, well, how strong is it? And she said a -5. Okay, so the strongest you can be is a -5. So here for her, she's identifying physical hunger scale +2, not hungry. She's she's eating M&Ms, so there's a reason she's eating, and she knows that she's a -5 in emotions. She's resentful, and she's tired. Now, here is the clincher. What she decided by herself, without me, she's so smart, she decided that, well, if she's so tired, maybe part of her resentment is coming from not allowing herself to go to sleep. Like, she's just really tired. But it's only 8:30, she says. This is what I want to say to you, and this is what I said to her. You don't go by the clock, you go by your body. Your body says it's 8:30, I am exhausted, I am used up, you have used me up, put me down. And you say, shut up and eat some M&Ms and get the work done. That's one way you can never, ever get to your natural weight or lose the weight that you want if you're not looking at that. So she decided to look at it. We looked at it together. And on her own, what she decided to do instead, now, this is not rocket science, but it's amazing. She decided from here on out, she was going to go to sleep instead. What do I have to say to you? She's done it for the last week. She's not eating M&Ms. She's not eating at night. She's going to sleep. So she notices that when she starts feeling those negative emotions, what does she really need if M&Ms are not the answer? That's my question to you. If you're sitting down to eat and you know you're not physically hungry, how are you feeling? Can you identify it? Can you feel it? And even if you can just put a number to it, that is a beginning. Just a beginning. Even if you eat emotionally and the next day, which is what I did with her, you're willing to really see where you're at, then you can do something about it from a point of awareness. So for today, for Mindful Monday, I want you to pay attention to your emotional hunger scale. I want you to listen to my podcast about the emotional hunger scale. The link is right here. And we'll talk about it next week. Where am I physically? Where am I emotionally? If I'm not hungry, what am I hungry for? So, from beautiful, hot Belize in my beautiful backyard, have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.